back in 1996, when I was asked to audition for the Philharmonic, I think I got the invitation because I had a certain combination of orchestral and solo experience. 15 years before, I had been in the cello section of the Cleveland Orchestra, another of the major American orchestras. So I had experience as a rank and file member of a cello section of a big orchestra. And I was in the middle of a solo career at the time as well. So I think that combination appealed to them, and they called me up at home one day, and I was washing dishes at the time, and my second child had just been born, just a few days before. And I was washing dishes, and I was thinking to myself, I have to go back on the road in another couple of weeks and be away for 3 weeks, and I've got these 2 little kids at home. This really is not an ideal situation. Phone rings, and it's the general manager of the New York Philharmonic, and she told me that Lauren Monroe, who had been principal since 1964, was about to retire, and would I be interested in auditioning for the position? That was one of those moments of synchronicity that some of us are lucky enough to experience in the course of our lives. Back in the early and mid-60s, I had been in the audience of the Philharmonic as a 10, 12-year-old child, attending Leonard Bernstein's Young People's concerts. So the Philharmonic had been a part of my life almost as far back as I could remember. And here was an opportunity to close the circle. And I spent the next 5 months, well, doing other things, still being on the road, playing my solo performances. I set aside a number of hours every day to prepare the audition list that they had sent me. It was a good single-spaced page of stuff that I had to learn. And I knew that the competition was going to be quite stiff, and I had to be at my best that day. So I prepared very carefully. And that was at the end of May. It was a very hot, muggy day. There were thunderstorms gathering over the Hudson River, I remember, as I got on the bus to go down to Lincoln Center. And I played for about 40 minutes for Kurt Masur, who was then the music director, and a panel of my soon-to-be colleagues. And after 40 minutes, they said thank you. And I went home, just beat the first drops of the thunderstorm. And my wife said, well, how'd it go? And I said, well, I think it went okay. I don't know. And I had to leave the next day to go to Nashville to play with the Nashville Symphony as soloist. And that was a Tuesday. And the auditions were over the following Saturday. And I got a call in my hotel room from the personnel manager, Carl Schiebler, who said, I just want to make sure that you're available for a phone call because Mr. Masur would like to speak with you. And I didn't want to be presumptuous, so I said, well, what's the phone call about? And he laughed at me and he said, what do you think it's about, Brey? He said he's going to offer you the position. So a few minutes later, Mr. Masur called me up and in his own peculiar brand of English, said that he would like me to lead the cello section. And that was in May of 1996, and I started the following September.